Hi everyone, so I'm back part 2 of week 1 and I'm still using the same collection as I did for the previous page, which was the Photo Play Ringing in the New Year collection, and I used up all the cut parts. I still have quite a few stickers left, but they're always quite big, the ones that are left over, so I do sometimes struggle to use them. But there was loads of little stickers, like little stars and little paper spirals and lots of word stickers and stuff, so I got to use up those, and I'll just use them in my day-to-day scrapbooking for other projects and things like that. So I'm not too worried about having the stickers. It's more the cutter parts, because I think sometimes they can be quite hard to use. Sometimes they're a bit big, or they just don't relate to anything that you want them to go with. So I'm just happy that I've got the cutter parts done. So I wasn't very well at the beginning of this week. I started to feel a little bit better at the end of it. So Joe and I actually went out and did some bits. But the first part of the week and sort of middle part of the week, I was just at home sort of sorting my life out a little bit. I wanted to get my scrapbook goals sort of under wraps, know what I want to do, and what sort of things I wanted to achieve in 2025. I'm really wanting to get a little bit ahead of myself. I'm probably about 22, 23 albums / projects behind, which is not ideal. I really want to be closer than that, because it's just very exciting to be able to just scrapbook as soon as you get home where you've just been. It's a completely different sort of excitement than it is to scrapbook something that was years back. It's two different feelings as such, and I just really want to be able to, even if it was a couple of months, not a few years behind, that would be better, because it did pain me a little bit having to pack up all my Japan stuff and put them in a big box and sort of say bye to it until I'm ready to come round to do it. And I refuse to sort of skip ahead of myself, because I know that if I keep doing that, I'm eventually not going to get to any of my older projects. So I am working in order. But out of these 10 that I've got written on this list, there's only 7 that are bigger albums. The rest are little trips. So the 3 are little trips, and I can probably do those in a day or so. So I do feel like 2024, although we had quite a few big things going on, there was quite a lot of little projects that I can get done quite quickly. So it will come down, I think. And I've been a little bit maybe hard on myself, the fact that I'm only getting 10 done. I believe I will get more than that. But the main thing for me is to get the wedding album done. I really would like to get that done as soon as possible, because obviously it's a big thing. I don't want all my photos just stored away in a box and all my memories and stuff. Like, I want it out so people can look through it and I can show the family and things. So that's my goal, really. If I can get to the wedding album by summer, that means I can obviously move on and I can eventually get around to doing Japan. And yeah, just being a little bit more up to date than where I am at the moment. Obviously, the wedding and the honeymoon pushed me back a lot. In my spare time, I was obviously wedding planning and sorting things out. And I was travelling a lot down to see my family and things, to sort things for the wedding. So I just wasn't around enough to do a lot of scrapbooking. So it did push me back. But I'm hoping to gain a little bit more time back this year. So that was that. So that's the photos going to go at the top. And then, as I said, on the Friday, we sort of headed out because I was feeling a bit better. It might even be the Saturday, but we're going to Tromsø soon, and I needed to update my skiing stuff. We're not going skiing, but the weather is just as cold as when you're out skiing. So I wanted to get a new ski jacket, which also doubles up as a winter jacket anyway. So when it's snowing here, I can use it. So I got a new one, and I got some waterproof sort of insulated trousers that I can wear on top of thermals and stuff. So I was happy with those. I've already got some snow boots and things already, and I've got gloves and whatnot. So I only really needed the jacket and the trousers. So that was all good. So I bought those, and I just took a picture of myself with those on, and it snowed the next week. So I managed to use those here as well. So I got to try those out. And then we went to go see Moana 2 in the cinemas, because we had some vouchers left over. We get a couple of free cinema tickets with our bank each year, and they run out normally the first week of January. So we were able to go and see Moana 2. I made Joe watch the first one, and he actually really enjoyed it. I think because it's not like your typical Disney romantic film, he actually really enjoyed it. So we went to go see the second one. So that's just a picture of the cinema poster that is up. So yeah, that was really fun. And we did actually go out for food, but nothing fancy. We went to Wendy's, which is obviously an American restaurant, but they've got one now in Leeds city centre. So we thought we'd try that, because why not? We've been to Wendy's before in the US, but never in the UK, and I think it's the first one I've ever seen here. So We thought we'd just go there instead of going to, you know, McDonald's or anything. We weren't too fussed about a really big meal, so we just thought we'd go there. So I thought I'd document that because that was probably one of the most exciting things we did all week when I was in and not being very well. So yeah, so I just took a picture of that. It's the only 6x4 photo I had. And then we did actually get some popcorn to go with our movie and things like that. So I just took a picture of the popcorn box, and that's going to go down the bottom. So yeah, a lot of the cut aparts, there were all about obviously New Year and things. They're quite repetitive. That's the only thing I would say about this collection. It was quite repetitive. It was all about, you know, the New Year started. Obviously I know it's all about New Year and things, but it just felt like the cards were all very, very similar. So it would have been nice to have ones that like maybe some goals or something that you could write on, or like here's to the new year, and you know, I don't know, it just felt very partyish and very sort of all the same sort of similar things. So it would have been nice to have a little bit of variety, but I'm glad I've used it. And you know, as I said, I've just got the stickers left. But yeah, I'm going to use the last 6x4 pocket for the one, this cut apart that says there is something magical about new beginnings. I thought that was quite nice, and the black sort of matches the popcorn bucket, so that's quite nice. It fits on the page quite nicely. But yeah, so this was the first week. Not sure how this year's going to go in terms of collections and stuff. I'm trying to use up different collections, but I'm also just going with it rather than overthinking too many things. And I think that's what's thrown me a little bit. Sometimes I just pick a collection and I'm like, yep, we're doing this. And I haven't really thought it through, but at the moment it's working for me. I'm using some bits up. So yeah, and I'm actually not too far behind. I've just done my week 3. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting a little bit ahead of myself. And it is all nice to scrapbook winter and stuff after doing so much Christmas stuff. It's nice to sort of get back into different themes, and I'm just trying to relate a little bit more to what I'm doing in that week. So not just using spring, summer, autumn, winter collections, but using some like hobby collections and just things that I've done in that week rather than just using the obvious. So yeah, and you'll see in February actually that I start to use my next yearly one, which is an Echo Park one. I didn't have one for January because I've used it before, so I'll start that in February, and then I've got a whole new set to use throughout the year for once per month. I think it's the Day in the Life by Echo Park, so I'll start using that in February. But yeah, so it's just been a nice chilled week actually, apart from being ill. Sometimes being ill can force you to just take a step back and just relax a little bit rather than being on the constant move and trying to do things. I just succumbed to it this time. I just went, right, I'm not very well, I'm staying in. Sometimes I just sulk and try and do more, and I end up making myself worse because you just need to relax and drink water and sleep basically. So I did actually listen to my body this time and just relax. So hope you've enjoyed this part, and I'll be back with week 2. Thank you very much. Bye.